In his budget speech in February 2018, former finance minister, the late Arun Jaytli, said, and I quote, in this budget, I am making a calibrated departure from the underlying policy in the last 2 decades, wherein the trend largely was to reduce the customs duty. End quote. So, in the recent budget, Mrs. Sitaraman raised custom duties on 37 items to provide a level playing field for the domestic industry. She also raised custom duties on 10 more items in order to generate additional revenues. So, how do you see this tilt towards protectionism?
See, this is a ongoing process. Okay, so obviously government believes that every country is going for protectionism, right? And we cannot be someone who can actually be different from that. So in trade, what I perceive is that government always move in the flow, right? At this stage, where there is less production that is happening within the country and the companies are sitting on idle capacity, it is very important that there should be a boost to domestic production. Okay. So keeping those things in mind, government has gone for some degree of protectionism. I do not support protectionism, let me be very clear, because any government intervention will going to result in deadweight loss. Some party will gain, some party will lose. Okay. But one has to understand the context in which the government is looking into it. If other countries, your competing countries, are looking into protectionist measures, right, and you do not do it, right, then obviously you are even at a more disadvantageous position. So therefore, to that respect, I think government is looking into it, but I think these are all temporary measures. Budget is only one form of announcement which people give lot of thought, like you have noted down a few points, but the thing is that over the next 6 months, 1 year, these things keep on changing. Suppose I give you as an example, if there is an oversupply of paper in India, which is a spice, government might actually allow Indians more to export. If there is a shortage of paper in the country, right, then government might do the reverse thing. So these things keep on changing, right? So I do not feel that it is too much to be read into the so-called protections.
I mean, I'm speaking from the angle that this is the first time since liberalization that government is actually increasing customs.
So there are two reasons. So one reason is of course that government needs money. Fiscal space is limited. Where you have cut corporate tax, you have cut income tax, you are giving lot of freebies. I mean, I should not say lot of freebies, but at least you are giving tax incentives in terms of these dividend duties, in terms of the what is called the startup that I just mentioned. So there is a limited fiscal space. There is a tight rope on which the government is working. Government is taking some clue from the partner countries. They are also moving towards protectionism. Protectionism is now the motive behind most of the countries, whether it is China, whether it is US, whether it is any other country. So we also try to follow suit, right? So, but if you ask me in trade particularly, the major challenge for the trade is that to boost the GDP component, the contribution of trade till now is very negligible, and India is unable to capture the trade space in terms of its competitiveness. Those things are more important than just looking into the customs duty. I don't feel this customs duty to be too much to throw attention to. I should say that people are saying that about these. I mean, critics are pointing out that the there has been not much scope for or not much announcements that will generate employment. See, one has to understand that employment generation, there is always a trade-off between automation and employment. Okay. So on one hand, with technology upgradation that is happening, it will obviously going to have some implication in terms of employment, because productivity of the existing people improve with better technology. Number one. Number two, government has been very proactive when it comes to promoting entrepreneurial culture in the country, whether it is in terms of providing opportunities through the Mudra loan scheme, Startup India, Stand Up India initiatives, and all those things. So one of the important announcements which I think can further give a boost to this entrepreneurial setup, or this what we call as a this startup by the uh, many Indian potential entrepreneurs, is that government has waived off the taxes up to a turnover of around rupees 100 crores for the next 10 years. Earlier, this cutoff was at rupees 25 crores, right? So this could give a lot of boost, and I think that this is a very positive announcement in the budget that is aimed at giving a boost to the employment sector, because you cannot go backwards to 30 years back and look at government jobs, look at jobs in the electricity boards, look at jobs in primary schools. These always suffer from disguised unemployment, right? So obviously, those era is gone. One has to start looking forward, and looking forward, obviously, a major thing that has happened in India in the last 3-4 years, I should say, is this encouragement that is given by the government towards the startup initiative. And I think in this budget also, there is enough, what I should say, enough scope, or enough encouragement, enough boost to that startup scheme. And I believe that that can actually, if properly cultivated, if properly utilized, this can actually give a lot of boost to employment in the short to medium term.